So today we want to talk about this issue of the rising cases of single parenthood and what impact it's having on the family unit. And with me in studio is one man who has the front seat to how it's happening on the ground. I'm experienced his stuff firsthand. I'm honor the impact in the society, and he's here to talk about. I'll let him introduce himself. My name is Otiato Guguyu, your host today at Pro Podcast.
I'm Patsy. I'm a founder of Every Child Is Mine. I'm also a Sunday school teacher at a City Lighters Church. Yeah, so basically my life starts and finish with kids. Yes.
Yeah, because I really wanted to call you on set for this because it's a story that we have been covering this week. We're looking at the entire spectrum of what is causing this issue of rising cases of single parents, and for me, what I'm mostly interested in is what is the impact. You being in the community and interacting with children, what have you seen in terms of the cases of single parents?
It's quite unfortunate that this thing is happening. But again, I will also want to give a warning that it's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
It's here with us, and since it is here with us, what do we need to do? And fahali wawili wakipigana nyasi ndio umia. And nyasi here, we are talking about the children. Yeah, so children are the ones that are being affected the most, because I'm one person who believes in family. Yeah, and family is something that was ordained even the beginning of humanity. So you'll find that children that are raised by single parents are likely to deviate even from the moral setup kind of a society, as compared to those children that have been raised with families. And again, PSI, when we look even at the economic status, so those are some of the things that personally I've picked, even from my direct interaction. You'll find that children who are raised by single parents tend to struggle, even financially. You can tell even how they dress, sometimes how they talk, how they reason. These are some of the things that you pick from these children, and they can tell you even how can I put this? Let's say a child who does not have a father, maybe the father ametoweka, ama liaga, ama they have never seen the father. There's so many things that can contribute to this. There's divorce and all those kind of stuff. You'll find there's some reasoning that if you compare this kid that has both parents na huyu mwenye ako tu na mama peke yake, you'll find that there's something that is lacking. There's something that is lacking, even the way they are reasoning, the way they are talking, and they will never mention their father anywhere. They will always, like, you see, my mom is like this, my mom is like this, and I'm sorry to say this, but somehow they will look weak.
Initially my biggest presumption ilikuwa ati men who are raised by only female-led households are most likely wakuwe tu like they're weaker men. They don't have that idea of a strong father. But during a bit of research that I was doing while we were covering this story, I was surprised that ikitu it goes beyond that. some of the statistics nililearn that 78% of wasa wako inda they grew up in families without fathers. And then this research has also shown that when you're growing up around your father, you tend to be more, like you say, cognitive, as in hata tu mtoto ndio akue a bit more intelligent. Akigrow up around the idea that there's a father around him giving him that sort of security. So while a lot of people might look at it like it's just something that can be brushed off, it actually has real impact.
Yeah, it has real impact for me. You know, I'm a victim of the same, because I've not grown with my father. I've not grown with my father, and the person who stepped up as my father, the person who stepped up as my father, had a different perspective of how I needed to be raised, because he was so sharp with mathematics, and he was, ni ule mtu mwenye mimi ni vitabu. So if you are not good with academics, we have a problem. So there's a direction that yeye alikuwa anajaribu kunipeleka, but
who was he in your life? Was he an uncle or what?
My stepdad.
Yes, your stepdad.
Yes,
so you.
Yes,
yeah.
my stepdad. My stepdad. Before they departed from this world, and then my uncle took over. Yeah, so these are some of those are big shifts when I was raised by my stepdad and my uncle. Like, you can tell. Like, there's kila mtu yuko na perspective yake of how anataka kuraise. And you see, now my uncle was a family man. Ni mtu wa family na anataka, mtatoka mwende kanisa, tutataka tuombe pamoja, tutataka kufanya. My dad never cared about those stuff. Hizo nilikuwa visa. Ajali vitu kama hizo. When aje, you need to study. You need to, alikuwa mtu mwenye, our school hatukuwa tunavaa tai, but my dad insisted, wewe shule lazima utavaa tai.
I still your discipline.
Yeah, discipline. So there's a certain routine yenye alinstill ndani yangu. Nikitoka shule, I need to do A, B, C, D. But when I was with my mom, easy life. Easy. Easy. But when my father akiingia kwa nyumba, it's something else. Like, you are kuna kitu yenye sijafanya,
unakumbuka
ilikuwaga
hivyo bidhaa kiingia, unajua. By the way, ilikuwa even akikupea just one look.
Yes.
They give you that sense of authority. They give you that sense of, unjua, ukitoka kwa hii protective atmosphere ya mama yako.
Yes.
You end up in a very rough world. So it's sort of they sort of prepare you for this very extremely rough world.
Yes. Yes. And exactly, and for me personally, it helped me. However much I hated it at that particular time, but I can say ilinisaidia pia kuangalia life in another angle. He kept on saying, you will never get anything easy. Hautawaipata easy. Like, unataka kuwa msoft kama mama yako. Alikuwa anapenda kutumia hiyo word sana. I was like, what do you mean nataka kuwa soft kama mama yangu? I don't know kama ilikuwa psychological. Sijui kitu yenye alikuwa anajaribu kuachieve.
Lazima tu handle.
But you have to be out there. So my dad ndiye alifariki wa kwanza. And trust you me, when my dad departed the world, I was like, now I have my mama. So nilikuwa na act kama, mimi ndio the man of this house. I have to take care of mom. Like, nilikuwa ninamuuliza maswali zingine mpaka niko like, hold on. Like, ni kama na picha zangu. Like, nafai niangalie boundaries zangu. But this is something that ilikuwa inakuja natural. I'm not saying that children who are raised by like mothers are weak or no, I cannot, siezi sema hiyo because kuna wale wenye pia wamereiziwa na dads, especially wasichana, like my sister was spoiled.
Yeah.
Eh,
So the funny part kitu pia it apply very differently. Alafu I wanted to ask you, since we mwenye there's something that you do in you have a program, it's called
Every Child is
Man,
yes,
where you sort of play this father figure role to a lot of children.
yes.
So I just wanted to ask you, what sort of lessons umetoka babako ama from the father figures in your life that you also think that you also pass on to some of these children?
Like this is one of the most how do I put this job, like naipenda sana, it's always an honor. It's always an honor, yani kukua a dad to every child, like this this initiative of Every Child is Mine, even from the word itself, it defines everything. And when you tell someone, you know, your child is my child, there is yani mtu ana feel ni kama yani umemembrace and all that. And I'll tell you, I'll give you even a good example that happened even recently. There's a child that came to me and akaniambia kwamba, kindly, can you be my stepdad? like I was dumbfounded, yani, like you know siezi, lazima nimwambie, I have to tell, lazima nimwambie lazima nimwambie, ni mtoto. She was probably 6-7 years old. Yeah, akaniambia kwamba, I want you to be my stepdad. Will you be my stepdad? Kaambia, mimi nakupenda sana. I love you so much. Yeah, the way you love other kids. Yes, I want you to love me the same way. I want to see you all the time, and I know the family. Yeah, sasa ndio naangalia the family, kumbe ana baba. Yeah, anareziwa na a single mom. And yani it strikes something in my mind, like by the way, calling kila mtoto wako, every child is yours, it is more than words. It is responsibility that umtoi yeye angalia words, umtoi anaangalia nini, action. What anataka ku guided, anataka ku embraced, anataka kuambiwa I love you all the time, anataka kuambia kwamba I believe in you, so these are some of the things that personally I've experienced. And there's a difference between a boy child and a girl child. So you'll find girl child, naturally they'll tend to be so much connected na baba zao. And that's one thing yenye nimeona. Na sisi
na interact tu kama ni anakutuma ama violent.
Exactly. That is the time yenye tuna interact na wazazi wetu, and that is the time yenye tulikuwa tuna interact na our dad. Unaona, like dad akikuita ujue it's either you are going to the market ama umefanya makosa.
Unasikia na tone.
Exactly. So that is the thing. So we personally, I was like over time ni kitu yenye nimejaribu kushift, because mimi is something that I didn't receive. It's the like ni kama we had the tough love, unaona. But now even for this generation and the generations zenye zinakuja, they want to see a dad is someone who is always there. Na they care less about the materialistic stuff. Unlike us, tulikuanga tunataka more of, nimbaie bike, nifanyie nini, vitu kama hizo. For this generation that have seen, they love the how do I call it? the relationship. They value the relationship more. The words of affirmation in a work better for them. No, like, you know, you spend time with me, even going for an ice cream. I normally have dates with kids. Yeah, we go, we spend time, we interact. You just want to hear what they're saying. Yeah.
But it's interesting. Maybe tell us a little bit more about your organization, where you operate from, and what sort of kids do you usually interact with.
Now, Every Child is Mine. Every Child is Mine. Currently, we are in Kenya, but our plan is to go beyond the borders. Why? Because even from the name itself, like, we don't hatubagui mtoto yote, whether wewe ni maskini, whether you the haves and the haves not, you know, walemavu, or we always say differently abled. Yes. Yeah, so we try as much as possible to spread the love in these kids. Now, the love that we spread to these kids, one, it is something that needs to be holistic. So we normally even have forums with the parents. We sometimes we also have this kind of education, basic education with house managers. You know, yeah, just how do you take care of kids, how do you interact with them at home. Yeah, we teach them even the first aid, basic first aid, you know. In any case, hata mtoi amekuwa na ban kwa nyumba, before you call the mom, before you call that dad, there's some things that this house manager anaweza kuwa amerescue, unaona. And we also help kids to kuvukisha watoto barabara. Yes, so, you know, we want also to reduce mambo za death ya mtoto amegongwa kwa barabara na gari, you know. So these are some of the things zenye zimekuwa zikitusaidia here and there. And yeah, so we have volunteers, we have well wishers. Kuna watoto wenye tunapeleka shule wenye wajiwezi, and we are looking forward to kuanzisha mambo ya kufidi watoto kwa mashule. So these are some of the things that it's a long term project, and it involves a lot. And sisi wenyewe hatuwezi peke yetu. Yeah, so we normally reach out to people who are willing to help us, and we are amazed from where we are. Yeah, we even distribute sanitary pads, by the way. Even this thing that anaitwaje huyo senator wetu huyo Gloria. Yeah, whatever Gloria did, it was amazing. But sisi pia tumefanya hizi vitu before. Personally ungenipata with those dress. Sometimes I put on dress. To pass a message. And it is so impactful. Mtu akiona, ai, usi ni mwanaume. But you know, me na care about our watoto wenye wako shule. And so how do we reach out to them? How do we even handle mambo za FGM? Because we've even gone to Samburu, and you see these are cases zenye ziko hapo. How do you handle even teens pregnancies? They are here with us. Unaona, even the psychological bit of it. Huyu ni mtoto mwenye yuko na mtoto.
Yeah.
Hana kazi, hana nothing. The society is too harsh. Extremely. Unaona, kama ingekuwa like tungekuwa na option ya kuwaua na kuwa exterminate, ingefanyika kitambo. But now how do we support these children? Because they are here with us. So how do we support them? Yeah, so these are some of the things. And for me, I even thank God when Corona came, the teens pregnancy shoot very high.
It became a very big issue.
It was a big issue, kabisa. And you know what we need.
The problem is after that, during that time there was a lot of noise about it, and then it died down. But like the trends I was stating at the beginning of this show, it has continued to grow.
Yes, and it has normalized. And you see even the generation of yenye tuko sahi, they don't care. Unfortunately sisi unajua tumeinteract na even in the rural areas, mabodaboda, there's this transactional sex that wachana hata in the rural areas hapa Kitengela, there's too much of transactional sex that is ongoing, and it's so sad by the way. Unapata mtoto bodaboda amebeba mtoto in exchange of niaje fare yako utalipia, me sleeping with you, unaona. Now bringing those people on board, unawaambia niaje, you are the first people that should be our ambassadors, unaona, of protecting these children. Now however much our watu wazima, the grown ups, wanafanya watoto wetu wakuwe parents early, even age group yao hawa teenagers wenyewe kwa wenyewe, there's a lot of indiscipline yani.
But sasa my issue is this problem, how do you even start to address it?
And unajua now that is the like even
well, my experience, so how have you guys been looking at it? How do you like holistically address this issue?
That's why I said even before hii mambo ya single nini aiendi mahali, because even with these statistics zenye every day and wanasema power 9,000 children are being born. Sasa hebu niambie wenye wanawazaa ni wadogo. You see, now the thing is, as we are reaching out now to the foundation, how do we create this foundation? That's why we want to like meeting na grow, unaona. So how do we deal with it? Samaki mkuje wagali angali
mbichi.
That is the timing. Sasa sisi now we are coming in, so we want to come in as early as now, and we want to encourage even the parents, hata huyo mama, the single mom, because even the single mom, even the single dads, kuna mali penye wanatu fail, unaona. You know, akiona leo umekuja na mwanaume fulani kwa nyumba, ama wewe umekuja na binti fulani kwa nyumba, you think the children are not watching these things? They are watching. They are watching and they are picking. And children are good imitators. And they will pick and they will want to go and experiment all this stuff. So, issue ni mimi, like, we just want to reach out to parents. Even starting sex education. They always say, you know, mimi mambo ya sex education, mtoto wangu nitaanza kumfunza akiwa teenager. Endi atakufunza, atakwambia, you know, mama, I know how to do this, or dad, I know how to do this. They will try to look dumb mbele yako, but no. Time have changed. Our total access to internet, they have all the access to all and they watch, and watoto wenzao wanawambia. So there's a lot of peer influence here and there. So where do you start as a parent? When do we start sex education? Because that is the time, wakati yenye tumehit hiyo, that's it. Because wazazi wengi wanasema ya kwamba, you know, you cannot teach me how to parent my child. Yes. Unfortunately.
Yeah, and of course, problem unasema we must go back to the family unit and address the issues of sex. But unaona sasa hii society yetu ni a bit conservative. Wenye wataki kuongea kuhusu some of these issues. Wanaona serikali yenyewe inasema they can't give underage children contraceptives, yet the fact is that as early as 15 years most people have sex before they hit the age of 15. So what sort of awakening do we need what sobering thoughts do we need as a country kuamka tu kuona yenyewe we are pretending, we are trying to hide our heads under the sand for nothing?
I think tuna sugarcoat issue.
Sindio?
And it is going to catch up with us very very na itakuwa out of control for us kabisa, because now what kind of society are you raising? You see, even sahi tukisema ya kwamba we are even in the tough times, unaona, the economy is not doing as good as we expect. You see, how many number of of unemployed people do we have? Naona, and these are graduates. They are not employed. So you can imagine, this is a teenager who is looking for a job to sustain the
kwanza hata jisustain mwenyewe
ye mwenyewe anze
na fikiria aanze kusustain familia.
You know, there's a time I was volunteering in teaching a school in Kibera. And as a teacher mimi nilikuwa ninaangalia hawa toi one by one, and I used to visit their homes. Ninaenda kwa manyumba zao. And one thing that I noticed, because I'm always very keen with, when it comes to matter of children, nitakuwa very keen even with the kind of dress code. Hata viatu yenye unavaa nitajua wewe unavaanga viatu moja,
inaonesha kitu,
it explains, it tells a story. Unaona, nitajua hizi vitu. So one particular time I just told one child, you know, leo mimi nitakuwa mgeni wa hey. And we went and did some small shopping and tukaenda kwa nyumba. And nilienda mpaka I went to see even the bedding. Nitaka kuangalia unalalanga wapi and all those kind of things. And trust you me, when you get these children close and you make them your friend, and ukuwe somebody who is listening, watakwambia kila kitu. That's the spirit of a child. And children don't lie. Children can tell you the setup of their family. Mzazi anaweza kuja kuambia sijui you know, atajaribu ku hide vitu. Hey, but a child, there's no one who is as honest as a child. Naona. So and kitu yenye ilikuwa iliniuma the most ni huyu mtoto kupata sanitary towel ilikuwa ngumu. Cause haizi nunua sanitary towel na wakose chakula. So you have to choose. Yes, either ununue sanitary towel ama ulale njaa. Unaona. And kitu yenye aliniambia yenye alipata as an option was using the paper bags. Hizo ndio alikuwa anatumia. Na sometimes anachuna mattress. Hiyo ndio anatumia, and that thing killed me. It killed me. And I went back to school. Na mimi nikamwambia the director of the school, you know what? We are going to talk about this issue and we are not going to hide. Na tutaonyesha hata watoto wanaume ya kwamba this is called sanitary towel, this is how, you know, all those kind of things. And we started it. And we ended up kutengeneza even the washrooms. Unaona, tukatengeneza washroom, and watoto ulisema kwamba boys for girls, and they used to come with 1 shilling, 2 bob, wanaleta tunachanga, and we bought sanitary pads
to make sure wenye wanaweza access,
wanakuja wana access. So wakati yenye mtoto msichana anafikiria kwamba at the end of the month haezi kuja shule because kuna hiyo shame, atakuja, ataenda, ataoga, atachange.
Guys, you've heard it here. This is Pro Podcast, and we need to talk about these things. We need to talk about teenage pregnancies. We need to talk about single parents. And we need to talk about the impact it is having in our society. Because when the impact is lasting, at least this trend can be either reduced or turned around. I've been your host, Otiato Guguyu.